Hi, my name is Emma, and today I'm going to tell you the real story of my friend Sarah. It's about betrayal, ambition, and how a quiet woman fought back with nothing but her phone and sheer guts. Buckle up, because this one's a roller coaster. Sarah worked at NexGen Solutions, a fancy tech firm. She was brilliant, one of those quiet minds who see solutions where everyone else just sees problems. Her boss was David Chen. David was polished, always knew the right thing to say in meetings, took credit where he could, managed upwards like a pro. Sarah respected him, weirdly. She thought he saw her potential. For months, Sarah had been obsessed with sustainability in their supply chain. NexGen talked a big green game, but their practices? Not so much. Late nights, skipped lunches, mountains of research. Sarah poured everything into Project GreenPath. It was detailed, cost-effective, and could genuinely reduce their carbon footprint by like 30%. She was buzzing. This was her baby. She scheduled a one-on-one with David, excited to present it. That meeting, that's where it all started. His office was all glass and chrome, smelling faintly of expensive cologne. Sarah laid it out: the data, the phased implementation, the projected savings, the PR win. David listened intently, nodding, asking sharp questions that actually made Sarah think he got it. "Sarah, this is phenomenal," he said, leaning back in his fancy chair, a slow smile spreading. Truly outside-the-box thinking. Exactly the kind of initiative leadership is hungry for right now. "Let me massage this a bit, frame it for the executive suite. You focus on the core metrics for phase one. I'll take it from here." He sounded so supportive. She left floating, picturing her name on that project. Then silence. Weeks went by. Sarah asked David for updates. "Oh, it's percolating, Sarah," he'd say, waving a dismissive hand. "These things take time. Trust the process." She started feeling uneasy, a knot tightening in her stomach. Then came the company-wide email from Mark, the CEO. Subject line: Introducing NEXUS, our bold leap towards sustainability. Sarah's blood ran cold. She opened it. There it was. Her idea. Her data points. Her phased implementation plan. Repackaged with a flashier name, NEXUS, and presented as David Chen's visionary leadership initiative. David was lauded, singled out for his strategic foresight. The email ended with a kicker. David was being promoted to senior vice president, effective immediately, largely due to the groundbreaking success of NEXUS. Sarah felt physically sick. She ran to the bathroom, locked herself in a stall, and just shook. Hot tears of rage and humiliation burned her eyes. All that work, her passion, stolen. And the thief was getting a fat promotion and a corner office. The betrayal was so deep, so personal. She'd trusted him. She felt stupid. Naive. That's when the numbness gave way to something else. Cold, hard fury. Sarah wasn't going to cry in a bathroom stall forever. She remembered something. That initial meeting where she'd pitched GreenPath. She'd been nervous. So nervous, she'd secretly hit record on her phone, tucked in her blazer pocket, just to review her own presentation later. She'd completely forgotten about it. She scrambled for her phone, heart pounding, scrolled back through her voice memos. There it was. 1 hour and 17 minutes. Date stamped. She hit play, her breath catching. Crystal clear. Her voice outlining GreenPath. David's voice, asking questions, praising it, saying asterisk, "Let me massage this a bit. I'll take it from here." Asterisk proof. Solid, undeniable proof. But confronting David directly? He'd spin it. He'd call her bitter, unstable. HR? Priya, the head of HR, played golf with David. Sarah didn't trust it. She needed leverage. She needed to be smart, so Sarah became a spy in her own office. She started recording everything. Casual chats by the coffee machine where David subtly took credit for driving the NEXUS vision. Meetings where he brushed off her contributions to NEXUS tasks, implying she was just executing his plan. She even recorded a horrifying conversation she overheard David having with his new right-hand man. Then, in the empty conference room one evening, David was bragging. The beauty of it, Ben? Spotting raw talent like Sarah. Guide their energy, shape their output, and when the time's right, you step into the spotlight. It's not theft, it's leadership. Ben laughed, a sycophantic chuckle that made Sarah's skin crawl. She confided in only one person, Chloe, her cube-mate and actual friend. Chloe was horrified. He's a snake, Sarah. A total sociopath. Chloe became her sounding board, her reality check, helping Sarah stay calm and focused. You have the receipts, girl. Literally. But you gotta be careful. How do you use them? Sarah knew going public with her name attached would torch her career at NexGen, maybe elsewhere. David was powerful now. She needed anonymity. She needed maximum impact. She waited for the big NEXUS launch event. It was a huge deal. Investors, press, the whole company crammed into the auditorium. David was center stage, basking in the glow, accepting accolades for her work. Mark beamed beside him. Sarah sat in the back, her phone heavy in her pocket, a cold stone of resolve in her chest. That night, from a brand new, anonymous email account created at the library, Sarah sent a single email. The recipients, Mark, Priya, HR, the entire board of directors, and, crucially, a few key industry journalists known for sniffing out corporate scandals. The subject line, the truth behind NEXUS, stolen vision, broken trust. The body was simple, factual, devastating. Attached is irrefutable proof that the NEXUS initiative, credited solely to David Chen, was conceived, researched, and developed entirely by Sarah Miller, employee ID. Recordings include David Chen acknowledging Sarah Miller's presentation of the core idea, referred to internally as Project GreenPath, instructing her to focus on metrics while he took it from here, and subsequently taking full credit. Further recordings capture Mr. Chen minimizing Ms. Miller's role and privately boasting about appropriating subordinate work as leadership. This is not an isolated incident, but a pattern enabled by a culture that rewards ambition without integrity. The evidence speaks for itself. Attached were carefully edited audio clips. The initial pitch meeting. The coffee machine boasts. The damning conference room conversation with Ben. All date stamped. All crystal clear. Sarah hit send. Her hand trembled, but her heart felt terrifyingly still. It was done. The fallout was nuclear. Overnight, by 8 a.m., the office was buzzing with a frantic, hushed energy. David wasn't at his desk. Mark's door was closed, blinds drawn. Priya looked like she'd seen a ghost. The industry blogs picked it up immediately. NexGen rocked by plagiarism scandal. VP accused of stealing employees' sustainability brainchild. Audio leak exposes corporate theft. Sarah walked in like nothing happened. Chloe shot her a look that screamed, asterisk, holy crap, was that you? Asterisk. Sarah just gave a tiny, almost imperceptible nod. The tension was thick enough to choke on. David was placed on administrative leave by lunchtime. Priya called Sarah into a closed-door meeting. Sarah went, recorded it secretly again. Priya was flustered, trying damage control. Sarah, these allegations, these recordings, they're deeply concerning. We take this very seriously. Can you tell us more about the context? Sarah stuck to the facts, referenced the recordings already in their possession, and calmly stated she felt her work had been systematically appropriated. She didn't admit to sending the email. The investigation was swift. The evidence was too blatant. David, cornered, tried to claim Sarah had misunderstood, that he was incubating her idea, but the recordings, especially the one with Ben, destroyed any plausible deniability. Ben, trying to save his own skin, confirmed the conversation happened. Mark was furious, less about the ethics, Sarah suspected, and more about the PR disaster David had caused. Within a week, David Chen was stripped of his promotion and resigned. Not fired, resigned. Corporate politics. He slunk out without saying goodbye to anyone. Mark sent a carefully worded email acknowledging missteps in attribution, on the NEXUS project and vaguely praising team contributions. Sarah's name was never officially cleared in public, but internally, everyone knew. Here's the resolution, the part that still gets me. Sarah? She didn't get David's job. She didn't even get a formal apology. What she got was an offer. Lead the actual implementation of GreenPath. They quietly dropped NEXUS, with a significant raise and a new title. Mark practically begged her to stay, promising a renewed focus on ethical recognition. And Sarah looked him dead in the eye and said, "No, thank you." She quit. Clean break. The culture that let David thrive was still there. Mark was still there. Priya was still there. The victory wasn't in staying. It was in proving she was right and walking away on her own terms, had held high. She used the raise offer to negotiate a killer package at a smaller, genuinely ethical firm known for crediting its people. The last time I saw Sarah, she looked lighter. There was still a hardness in her eyes, a scar from the betrayal, but also this fierce pride. She showed me the anonymous email draft. Proof, she said quietly, is a powerful weapon. But knowing when to walk away? That's true strength. David's name is mud in the industry now. Sarah? She's thriving, finally valued for the brilliant mind she is. She fought back silently, strategically, and won. Never underestimate the quiet ones. Never.